I think behind this photo, we see that sometimes as humanity, we misunderstand our role in nature, which is an important one, but if we go beyond our role, then we see these kind of circumstances. We should be interested in understanding nature, its boundaries, and how we can create meaningful relations with nature. So this is the city plan, as you see, very easy to understand. But more sophisticated was, I think, the nature, understanding the nature, how it works. That's why we started with that question. How does it work? Because everything, this devastating earthquake, impacted lives because we didn't understand the nature, because the settlements were close to fault lines on terrains that are not suitable. If we were to understand how is nature talking to us, then we wouldn't make those mistakes. That's why this was the first step before designing. You see, this is a diagram about the water resources and how water is moving around the city and the region. And this is a route of the bird species. How many bird species? How do they travel? Where do they rest? These questions gave us some ideas, information about how the urban habitat is around. There is something that God has created. How can we neglect it? How can we be in a position that we know better than the existing natural conditions? City planning is one of the most important responsibilities, in my opinion, because your decision impacts lives of thousands, not only you, your family, or your neighborhood, but the city, the people of the city in general. That's why we think these decisions should be made on big tables, but small chairs, giving everyone a chance to put their opinion, feelings, but someone needs to listen all to make sure that decisions are being made correctly. Non-governmental organization being responsible in delivering urban planning was tried for the first time in Turkey after this earthquake. All disasters, right after, you see the performance of the governments in terms of the number of buildings, but also there is a performance indication on the quality of life brought back. So we have a belief that in both areas, by the number of the buildings, by the speed of the construction, and also by the quality of design, Turkish response right after the earthquake will be one of the best examples globally. So we wanted to put a balance between quality and urgency, and we did this by the power of collaboration. I think this is the most important thing. When you collaborate, when you cooperate, then normally something might be seen, impossible becomes possible. Then we realize that everything is about streets. Retail is on streets, livability is on streets. This was the previous image before the earthquake. City is living on streets and it is very, very active. Well, basically, we are not changing it. It is the same shops, same people, same activities, but in a better standards, in a better urban living, in a better quality of life. And this is possible. The second thing I think the city of Hatay is gaining after this master plan is the potential of the people living in this city to create meaningful relations with the river, with the water, with trees, with the nature, with culture, with the history and with the heritage, which is, I think, making all of us a better person to be. And when our neighbors are better people, we are better. So we see when you create these relations with the good design and planning, we make our communities better. Many people ask me, is this going to be real? Because in Turkey, on city planning, making it as a priority and following the plan really based on truth is a challenging story last 100 years. And the closest example to this initiative is the city plans that had been ordered by the founder of Turkey, Atatürk, when he was establishing the republic. And I think it was a wise idea to think about cities when you establish a new republic, because it is important. But the importance of cities should be better in these days because the speed of urbanism is faster than ever. In 2050, World Bank says 70% of the population globally will live in cities, but at the same time, ironically, we are losing cities more than ever. Hatay will be saved, we believe it. We see, is it either because of disasters or either because of wars, we are losing cities. And one of the worst examples is now happening in Gaza. The city does not exist anymore. And the people in that city are also lost their lives, unfortunately. I think global institutions should consider how to save cities. Of course, saving lives is important than saving cities, but when you save the city, basically you save the lives in it. To prioritize cities, to prioritize saving cities and making a world a better place. Thank you very much.